Hi there, I'm Dr. Francesca Zampollo, and in this video we'll talk about food trends from the eyes of Giulia Varela and Nataly Restrepo, co-founders of Kraut Food Studio. Giulia Varela is a nutritionist and specialist in food trends and innovation. In her more than 10 years in the food industry, she has conducted market research, created brands, and innovated with functional, free-form, and plant-based products, amongst others. In Kraut, she brings the latest industry insights to anticipate the changes that will happen in the coming years around food, nutrition, and sustainability. Nataly Restrepo is an industrial designer with a master's degree in design for the new food practices. She has more than 10 years of experience as a creative director in innovation projects for brands such as Nestlé, Danone, Sigma, PepsiCo, amongst others. At Kraut, she designs innovation strategies to create empathetic and profitable products and experiences that respond to people's real needs, business interests, and at the same time build a more sustainable future. I have asked Giulia and Nataly to participate in an industry project a while back, and I've asked her to put together this presentation, which was then part of a bigger workshop. The content of the presentation is so good that it has to be shared. Enjoy the presentation, and of course, in the meantime, have a lovely day and happy food design.
So we will start seeing 8 of the macro trends that are in the food industry, and it can impact on the child food category. And we will start with the upcycling and circular models. As we were saying, upcycling is a way to using again, having a second life of food waste. Food waste is like a major problem in the society because it's giving. Because there is a lot of contamination coming from this because it's produced CO2, but also because there is a lot of hunger in the world and people who don't have food to eat, and we are wasting a lot of food on the other side. So as we were saying, there are some categories of food that are more wasted than others. We will see now some examples, but fruit and vegetables are one of them. 45% of fruit and vegetables are sometimes wasted. And then we will see that it's also on coffee, on chocolates, because there are these type of fruits which has a lot of parts that are not used currently, and we need to have this imagination to think how we can use them. There are things happening in the last years. One is about a new labeling that is happening in the United States. There is a new association called Upcycled Food Association that created this labeling that you can now add it to your food packaging products. There are a lot of companies from US and now some from Europe also certified by them, and it's going to be an easy way to the consumer in the future to understand this extra value of the product. If they want to pay for it, it has a lot of challenges because people sometimes think that the food waste is something that is not clean, that maybe is not healthy, that maybe could be contaminated. So there is a lot of challenges on this, but there are a lot of brands that are working nowadays and they are selling the products really good, but the upcycling is not in the front of the packaging right now. We need more aware about all these process. The key in this upcycling is the collaboration between brands, because something that one brand is wasting because they don't use it, like for example when they brew beers and they have all the wasted cereals, then other companies which make cereals or make cookies or make breads can use it. So it's really good to make this collaboration, and in the latest years appeared a lot of e-commerce, which are e-commerce where you can sell what you don't use in your company and another company can use it. So that is great. And you need to evaluate on your product line what you are wasting, of course, because sometimes we even don't know what we are wasting in our company. This is a photo of another good initiative that has been in Sweden that is called the Climate Store. We are going to talk about it because the other important thing is the carbon footprint. Another labeling that is appearing now in a lot of products in UK, for example, is the carbon labeling. That is like green, yellow, or red, depending on how much you are contaminating to the planet with that product. Of course, that we know that plant-based product has less carbon footprint, and of course, the upcycled products has a low carbon footprint. People still don't know how much is a lot and how much is not a lot, but this labeling showing you with red, with yellow, and with green lets you know a little bit more. And the credit cards now and the banks are creating apps where depending on what you are purchasing, they tell you how much you are also contaminating. So in the near future, in the next years, we are gonna be more aware of how much we are contaminating with the things that we are buying, specifically with food. And this store in Sweden, what they made is like they didn't put prices to the products. They like normal prices, I want to say. They put the prices of the products if depending on how much the product contaminates. So the more you contaminate, the higher the price is, of course, and you have an amount of carbon footprints that you can use during the month. You can't use as much as you want. It's not that I have money, I can buy whatever I want. It's not, no, you can contaminate this and no more than this on the food you buy. So it was an initiative that was a pop-up during, I think, was 6 months. So the people can get aware of this, and it was a really cool idea. I really like this example to explain the context of upcycling and also carbon footprint in the market. So we have some examples here. As we say, coffee and cacao and chocolate are one of the ingredients that are more wasted. And we have a lot of byproducts. So there are a lot of brands working on this. The coffee cherry company makes flour with the coffee cherry. The coffee cherry is the part of the coffee that is not the bean and that is not used. And it's used in bakery, snacks, and pasta. This other is a startup that was accelerated by Mondelez 2 years ago, and they made this bites like these famous energy bites made with these cacao fruits, and then in Colombia is where we have a lot of this waste from coffee. They made a beverage made with this coffee mucilage, mix it with also different fruits. So these are really interesting concepts. Then we have a lot of snacks. The category where we have more products on the upcycling is snacks. This is a photo made by this association that we said that has a lot of products certified. Why snacks? Because one good idea is deshydrating, for example, these fruits or vegetables that are going to be wasted. So this is a famous brand. For example, this is kiwi chips that deshydrate. Sorry, my pronunciation is really bad. The kiwi chips, and they have, of course, other fruits. Then we have these crackers that is the same. They make like crackers with cereals, of course, but then they add peels and fruit pulps that they came from the shoes industry. For example, the brands who sells orange juice, they have a lot of waste from orange, and they use this in their crackers to flavor the crackers. These are chips that are sold in Denmark. There is another brand called Beer Chip, one Woodfish from United States. They make it with the salmon skin. So for chips, good, and they have different varieties like chili and lime, salt and vinegar, and added flavors. And least, we have the upcycling fruits that we were saying that you can deshydrate these fruits, but also these fruits can be used as natural sweeteners, because we know that the fruits, when they are more days they have more sugar, so they can deshydrate these fruits to convert them into natural sugars. They can make chips, and then can make also powders that can be mixed, like this example, with protein. This addition of flavor from wasted fruits, and there is also these subscription models that I don't know if you have it there, but in Latin America and in Europe there are some brands doing this. There is a subscription model from the farm to our house, where the farmers sells the imperfect fruits and vegetables that supermarkets or big companies don't want to buy from them. So they sell this, and it's called Imperfect, the brand, and then sell this box, and they send it to you at home every 2 weeks or 1 month or wherever you choose. So these are different ways that the industry is working on the upcycling fruits. So if you have some question, then we can discuss them, because if not, now it's going to be really long. Okay, so we go with sustainable protein. Sustainable protein is a topic that we can be here talking for 2 hours or more than 2 hours. So this is going to be a resume of what is happening on the sustainable protein part. Mostly the most innovative things that are happening right now, that latest things that I saw on the food shows that I went, for example, this year or last year. And this is, yes, a context on what is happening on sustainable protein. Plant-based is now changing from what we saw the last year, that is more burgers. We saw hot dogs, we saw nuggets, and the textures were weird, the flavors were I don't know how to say it, okay, but not good at all. They were trying to replicate meat and chicken mostly, but it was not good enough for some consumers. That is why we have more flexitarians and not more vegetarians or vegans. So now we are in a new era of plant-based, where we have more technology, and we are with this precision fermentation and lab-grown meat that has been approved in the United States, in some countries in Asia, also in Europe. So we will start seeing products that are really similar to meat in texture and in flavor. And the investment in these technologies is huge, is one of the biggest of all the food market. And there are new products in the market with precision fermentation. Lab grown is something that is going to be happening at the end of the year or beginning of the next one, because it's more legal problems in there. We know that the main drivers for plant-based consumer are health, are sustainability, are animal wellness for the one who are vegans or vegetarians. Health and sustainability are head by head. Health started being the one main reason in most of the countries, but sustainability is now being more important for a lot of people, and that's why most of the plant-based product has this eco-labeling, where they show the carbon footprint at the front of the packaging. The first plant-based batteries appear in a lot of European countries, and we have also now the gourmet plant-based Michelin restaurants, so the best restaurants of the world. Some of them are now plant-based, so we know that we are moving from the burgers to more gourmet preparations and to something much more better than what it used to be. And this is some of the challenges that we still have in this category of plant-based protein. We need to add new functionalities and nutrition to plant-based products. Most of the people are saying that they have a lot of chemicals, that they are not the same as meat because they don't have enough protein, enough vitamins, enough minerals. So we need to improve the nutrition profile of the products, improve the flavor and texture. And we were saying that with these technologies, the flavor and texture is going to improve a lot. And also with traditional fermentation, like the tempe, is something that also improves the taste. The clean label and real ingredients. We need to go from maybe imitating meat to adding more vegetables and beans and legumes, because not all the people want to replicate the flavor of meat and chicken. They want other type of alternative. Differentiation, we need to be differentiation from the typical diet product that were all green, all brown, that they were not something that you want to buy, and we need to start putting a cool branding to this product, so we can address to more youth consumers, and we have new targets that we can address with all the plant-based. Children's is one of the targets that is now the future of plant-based, because most of millennial parents want now to give their kids plant-based products, but of course they want them to be nutritious, and they want them to be clean label. And then we have the problem of the price and the availability, that the price is now is pirate some of the products, because for example, on butter is in Europe the first time that the plant-based butter and the traditional butter is like the same price, but it's not happening with all the categories, and we need the availability of this product, of course, in much more stores and in much more places, so that people can make this change. The categories that are growing in plant-based, this is from Kerry Foods. They made this, I think, was 2 years ago, but the one that we know that all the people now is consuming is milk, also because of the allergies to protein and the intolerance to lactose. Then also the yogurts, that is quite the same, and the ice creams and the meats. But there are a lot of other categories that are emerging and growing a lot in the last years. There is more the spreads, the sauces, the dips, the soups, the seasonings. We have now a lot of seasonings. The cheeses that are getting much better right now. We have the two types of cheeses, the one made with coconut oils that are the cheapest one, and the one made with nuts that are the better ones in flavor, but also they have higher prices. And the coffee creamer, this is more for the US market. And here we can see how it was in 2019, that we have just cheese, milk, yogurt, and how it's in 2020. Now it's much more than this. We have egg replacers, also ready-to-eat meals. People need convenience. We have creamers, we have protein powders, we have a lot of other options, and we need to keep growing on different subcategories, we can say. So it's going to be 5 more minutes, because as I say, this topic is huge. One of the latest things on plant-based is how brands are using artificial intelligence to create products. A great example of this is this brand from Chile, from South America, that is now in Europe and United States. And with artificial intelligence, they come out with a rare veggie combination. They started to make the machine learn how different vegetables can combine to recreate exact flavor, that in this case was mayonnaise. And the ingredients that this mayonnaise has are not like typical ones, but the flavor is exactly the same. That's why this company is an unicorn startup that have people, and now they have also burgers, they have cheese that made it with craft, they have milk, they have I think that some desserts, and they are all this is done by artificial intelligence, who learns the combination of the products and tells them, okay, you have to combine this with this to get this flavor profile. And then the other thing that is happening is the whole cuts. As you see here, this is a plant-based meat from Sushi Marble. It's like the premiumization of plant-based, and it replicates the same texture and flavor and look as a meat, but made with plants, also clean label plants. And they made it with different technology, but most of them is with biostructuring. This is another example that the photo here is not the best one, but it's Meatless Farm that created plant-based chicken breast. also with this technology. We have also fish like shrimps in the market right now. That is this like whole cut, and is the future. One of the biggest brands nowadays that is not the example here. If you want to take note, is Redefined Meat. Redefined Meat has lamb, has meat, and another alternatives, and is doing a lot of whole cuts that are really, really good in flavor. And they are working with the best chef in Europe. So this chef can create gourmet dishes with their meat, because they want to position this meat as something gourmet and cool. And this is huge. Then we have more the plant-based culinary exploration that doesn't imitate exactly the meat taste. And we are talking about tofu, for example. There are brands which are making tofu without soy. This is, for example, tofu from UK made with fava beans, because fava beans are locals from UK. They have a really a small carbon footprint, and because some people is allergic to soy, so they are trying to make an alternative to tofu. This is another brand that is from Mexico that make these carnitas from Mexico. That is this meat that is for tacos, and this is made with jackfruit and seasoned with Mexican spices.
And the group will remember Anna Gutman, because they met Anna Gutman like a month ago. She was here speaking with us.
Yeah, I was just saying that. I remember Yakanaka.
You can remember. It's really, I tried it in Mexico, and this product is incredible. It's really, really, really good. And then we have tofu with flavors that we know that there is an option, and a lot of tempeh also now is emerging in Europe, because it's not typical from Europe. In Asia is more typical, but this is the other part of the plant-based, like really the traditional plant-based, the one that a lot of people want and think that is the healthier for them. And then we have precision fermentation. Precision fermentation has a lot of investments nowadays, and there is a brand, I don't know if you know it, that is called Perfect Day, that was the first one in developing the milk that they call animal-free milk. And then they are doing a lot of co-brandings with different brands, and they created also ice creams that are now selling in the market, dips. They make also cake mixes. And this other brand that is more related with kids, that is trying to replicate the breast milk from mothers with precision fermentation. So precision fermentation has the exactly same nutritional values as milk. The taste, I haven't tasted them, but they say that also is really, really, really similar. And it's something that is easy to scale up. So that is why it's growing a lot. And this brand, General Mills, created the first cream cheese made with precision fermentation. They made it last year, I think so. And they were testing if the market was going to accept this type of technology in food. So what they made was making it available to direct to consumer through an e-commerce, and they also sell it in food service. They made some co-brandings with bagels restaurants or sushi restaurants, so they can use it in the products, and people can give feedback if they like it or not. Unfortunately, I don't know if it was good or bad, the testing, but I need to check it out if it is still in the market, but I think it will be in the market for sure. List. We have two more things. One is lab grown, as we were saying. Lab grown has more this part of legal problems that are trying to solve, but it will be in the market in this end of the year. We have a lot of brands working on this. This one is called Blue Nalu, and is using lab grown to create different fish typologies. There are other brands which are doing like fish, what what they are doing is using seaweed, because seaweed is like really sustainable, and because of the flavor that it has, like this sea flavor that is really good. So on the seafood part, we are seeing a lot of things related to seaweed also. And least, we have the mycelium. Mycelium is from fungi. Fungi is one of the future foods also because it's really sustainable. It grows really fast. It absorbs a lot of CO2, and also is really tasty, and it has a lot of nutrients. So the mycelium is really good to replicate meat texture. So there are brands like Atlas Food, which making bacon with mycelium. There are other ones which are making like sticks and poultry alternatives. And we have here an example of brand from Spain called Nomi, which make this fungi burger. So the taste and texture is really, really similar to the real meat. But it's much more healthier, much more sustainable, and it's another part of the future of alternative proteins. So that's all for alternative proteins. Let me know if it is too much information. Now the other trends are shorter. We have 6 more. So we go here more to technology and what is happening in social media and how is this influencing the food industry. So we put this trend from TikTok to shelf and also see what is happening in the gaming part. So TikTok is having a boom with all the food recipes. We have seen this with YouTube and with Instagram in the latest years. But what is happening now is that TikTok is making recipes viral in just 1 week, and a lot of people from all the world is cooking like the same recipe. And TikTok has launched this service that is like a dark kitchen where they replicate these viral recipes and they sell it at home to the people. This was made in, I think it was United States. The pasta chips recipe was one of these viral recipes that they made, that it was pasta that you put in the air fryer or in the oven and you make them chips. The spicy Asian cucumber salad. And there are a lot of reports, and you can Google it. The person who is gonna work on this trend will have to Google it, which are like the viral trends right now on TikTok. They also have a book. There was a TV chef, Gordon Rosemary, who is in the TV, who makes with his daughter a book with all the viral recipes. So you can check this book also online. I don't know if it is open, but we can check which recipes it has inside. And what is happening with this, that also brands are launching some of these products which are viral in TikTok to the market. And this is one of the examples. Then you can Google the brand, that is mini pancake cereals, that are mini pancakes crunchy, that is eating like cereal. And there is a brand in the UK who launched this 1 or 2 months ago, and it was a really, really a bestseller. Then we have this cloudies, that is the cloud bread that is made with, I think it was egg, yes, just egg, I think so. That also
Egg whites.
Egg whites,
Yeah,
yes.
egg whites.
And I don't know if something else, but yeah, egg whites, and it is keto, and it is in the market nowadays. And then here we have an example, not from TikTok, but for gamers, that we are going to see this also in here. We know that kids are now a lot on the gaming part, so also there are brands who are launching foods specifically for the gaming moment. And this one is a gaming drink that give you a mental boost to reduce your fatigue and help you focus on the game. I'm not really in favor of this. I think we need focus for other things, but there is a market maybe for this. There is also from Lay's. They launched a machine so you can clean your fingers when you are playing a game, you can clean your fingers fast. So if you are eating and playing at the same time. So we need to think on that moment. And then we have this metaverse that last year was also a hype, and some brands created some place on the metaverse where you can order and create your own burrito, in this case in the metaverse, but then you can have it at home. You can order it from the metaverse and then you can get it at home. So we will see how gaming and real food will be connected a lot, and we need to pay attention to what is happening on this. Okay. Then we will go to climate-proof ingredients and biodiversity. I don't know if some of you have read the ebook that Nor has launched 3 years ago. The one who will work with this trend now will have to read it. It's a book that is called 50 Future Foods, and they study which are going to be the crops we will need in the future, because our crops that can grow with no water or really poor water, with extreme temperatures, and also they are really nutritious for us. Some of these plants include seaweeds, includes legumes, includes specific plants that are grown in Africa, like baobab, that is a tree which has a lot of vitamin C. It includes the cactus that are eaten in Mexico, as we see here, and other plants. And maybe you know some plants from your local countries that are grown, and this is what brands are going to use in the future, and some of the brands are using these ingredients right now. In this report, it also says that we only consume 12 plant and 5 animal species, so we are having a biodiversity problem. We are always consuming the same. This is not good for the planet, but neither for our health, because we need biodiversity for our gut health. So with seaweed are happening a lot of things. Seaweed is, as we say, one of the future ingredients, because the seaweeds are the trees of the sea. They absorb a lot of CO2, but they also have a lot of minerals. They are good in taste. They are really, really, really good for making packagings, like edible packagings. So we are seeing different brands working with seaweed, making seaweed pasta, making seaweed snack, like seaweed puffs, for kids, and making, for example, pestos, tapenades, different dips, also made with seaweeds. Then we are mixing here technology with biodiversity, and in the future we will be running out of some ingredients, and chocolate is going to be one of it. We are demanding a lot of chocolate, and it's not a plant that is really easy to grow. So with fermentation techniques, there are brands who are replicating these beans to make an alternative chocolate. It's made with barley and carob, this one. And this is now being scaled in the market, and it's going to be sold in the market this year also. So we're going to see how we have to change some products. Last year in Europe, we had a problem with mustard. We were running out of mustard, and also with chiles. And Sriracha was having a problem because they don't have enough chiles. So they will start thinking on how they have to change some of these ingredients that needs a lot of water, or they don't resist the extreme temperatures, for new ones. And some of the future plants that we have here, then the one who reads the book, and all of you can read it. One is fonio. Fonio is a cereal grown in Africa, and there are some brands now working with fonio and Tef. Tef is the other one. This brand is fonio, and you can see now these products in United States and in Europe. Then Patagonia, that is the clothes brand, products for camping for outside activities. And this product, they want to make them the more sustainable they can. So they make it with kernza. There is a type of wheat that absorbs double of CO2 and improves the land. So they made pasta and they made a beer with this kernza cereal. And then Nor, besides the book that I told you, they are working with chef, so they can apply these ingredients to specific preparations. And they launched the climate-friendly pizza that they made the dot of the pizza with spelt, because spelt is much sustainable than wheat. And they, of course, made it plant-based, because we know that dairy is not as sustainable as plant-based options. And this is an example from Asia, that is the gaff tree. The gaff tree is a drought-tolerant tree, which can remain green even in harsh desert environment. It is essential for the survival of animals and plant species. And there is a brand called Baccarat who created this shot that is with apple and this gaff tree leaves. So these are the things that we are going to be seeing in the future, and we have to start thinking on other type of cereals, legumes, and plants from the nutrition part and from the sustainability part. Yes. So mental health. Mental health is something that is starting to worry a lot of us. A lot of people is having problems from the modern life. We are talking about depression, about anxiety, about impossibility to focus on what you are doing. So there are a lot of brands who are trying to help people with these problems. Some of the ingredients which are helping mental health a lot are the adaptogens and nootropics. Adaptogens are, mostly of them are from mushrooms, and they try to adapt your body to stress or to low levels of energy, or giving you a focus. Then we have CBD. There is not illegal to eat in all countries nowadays, but it will be in the near future. And then we have nootropics also. These previously were used more in the pharmaceutical industry, but now we are seeing them used in different food products, mostly beverage, like could be liquid beverage or powdered beverage. So one brand that made this like 5 years ago, and is one of the most famous brands, is Four Sigmatic. They created coffee with mushrooms. This one is with chaga. That chaga is more for immunity, but the other one that is in here is made with, I think, was lion's mane. That lion's mane help you focus, and they have different variety of coffees. And for kids, they have also chocolates powder, like chocolate powder with these mushrooms. Then we have a lot of drinks. I have 2 more examples. This one was from PepsiCo, and they launched 2 different beverages. One, it was called Lift. Another one was called, I don't remember, but for example, Down, because one was for giving you more energy and the other one was for relaxing. And one of them has L-theanine, that is a nootropic, and the other one has ginseng, and I don't know if something else. And then Waterdrop is a brand that makes pills. It was like squares that you can flavor your water with this, and they also have a line where it doesn't have just flavors, it also has some benefits. So you can add these pills to your water to add, for example, defense or relax. And they add different superfoods or adaptogens to these squares, and this is really good for taking in your pocket anywhere, because it's really small, and you can have tap water wherever you go. For example, I don't know, in the streets, if if it is a country where you can now have tap water or at home, and you can make your drink in the moment with benefits with these pills. I have two more examples. I will go faster because we will be running out of time if not. But this is a nootropic drink that won a prize in Seattle, the food show last year. This is a line of 3 drinks which are for focus. As they say, is for better focus, and is created with caffeine, with L-theanine again, that also relax, and with ashwagandha adaptation. And they say that you have to drink this when you are you need a peak mental performance. They have in 3 different flavors, and it's been really famous in the UK. They are selling them in cafes and also universities and also online. But the focus is something that most of the people needs and wants nowadays, and a benefit that also the kids are needing, because social media and our days are getting us distracted all the time. And then this is another famous brand because of their branding art and their key message, that is called Recess. They claim they have two famous claims. One is we can a feeling, and the other one is the antidote to modern times. They created a drink at the beginning with CBD, but then they removed the CBD and they added magnesium, because magnesium is a mineral that makes us also relax, and also some adaptation. And they made these soft drinks that are really good taste and also help you relax during the day. And balance your day, and then you can Google it. That is really cool. Okay, and then the other part on the functional foods, that we have different parts. One is mental health, that is the one that is trending most on the last year. The other one that we saw post-pandemic is the immunity part, and also the probiotics. We are nowadays talking a lot. This is the topic I love most personally, the gut health. We will start talking about gut health. We know that our gut is like our second brain, but we know also that in our gut is all our immune system. So probiotics and immune system are really related, but probiotics are also for other things like digestive health. So there are a lot of brands working on immune system things. Here we have some examples. We have a chocolate that is from Spain. We were in charge of this brand. They created a chocolate with different adaptations. In this case was reishi and also some superfoods. And this was the immune variety of the chocolate. They have another type of varieties, but adding it to chocolate is a good idea, because when we add a probiotic to a chocolate like this one, we need to think on something we will be eating every day, because the probiotic is something that we need to take it every day for at least 2 or 3 months so we can have the benefit. So we cannot add probiotics to a tuna can or to something that you don't eat every day. So this was a format that maybe is a small bowl, a square of chocolate that you can eat every day. This is also for immunity, but this doesn't have probiotic. These are cookies for kids, which has baobab. Baobab is this future plant that I mentioned before that is grown in Africa, and it has a lot of vitamin C. Like 1 spoon of baobab powder is like 10 orange or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it's like a superfood because of the vitamin C content. And then we have a lot of tea brands that are adding different superfoods and plants to make the tea functional. And we have a lot of tea for immunity, with echinacea, with ginger, with vitamin C, and different plants that address the immunity part. And with probiotics, as we say, are related with immunity, but also with digestive health. And probiotics could be added in laboratory, like the pharmacy does, or it could be natural probiotics that comes in the fermented foods. Fermented foods is another thing that is trending worldwide, and we are talking about kefir, we are talking about kombucha, and we talk about kimchi in Asia, or sauerkraut more in Europe. So there are a lot of brands working in the fermented foods or adding probiotics to the products. And then there is a third part that is prebiotic. Prebiotic is the food for the probiotic. Like when we give food to the fish, this is the same. We need to give food to the probiotics we already, the bacteria we already have in our gut. So prebiotic is much easier to address in the food industry because prebiotic is fiber. So any food we do with fiber, we can say it has a prebiotic. And now in Europe, at least, if you say that you are a prebiotic food, you can also tell in the packaging all the benefits of the probiotics. So here are 3 examples. These are bites that combines prebiotics, as we say, fibers with superfoods. This is a kefir, a fermented milk made an ice cream. This brand has a lot of products. They have yogurt, they have shots, they have desserts made with kefir, with probiotic for kids and for adults. And then this is a granola made by a nutritionist who addressed the gut health from the biodiversity of food. She says that we need to eat more different type of food so we can get a lot more of fiber, and so our bacteria in our gut is happier. And this is a granola made with 15 different plant-based ingredients, and it's called Bio and Me because of the biodiversity, and Me because of the personalization, and because of the gut health is something that each person has a different gut health, and in the future we know that we will be having tests to know which exactly bacteria and probiotic we will need. So it's going to be for the food industry much complex because we will have products with different strains of each bacteria, but for now, with the generic, we are okay. And this is an example also from last year that it won a prize in Seattle Food Show, and it's the brain-gut connection, because we call the gut the second brain, because we know that it's connected, our gut with our brain, and that if our gut is really bad, we can have anxiety, we can have depression, or we can have less focus. So I don't know how they made this, because this is a muesli or a granola, which is with no probiotic. They have just fiber from different cereals, but they put in this brain gut because you can improve your brain health if you improve your bacteria. So they marketed it as a brain gut muesli, and they say that it can help you with your brain. Farm in the future. Another thing that is going to happen in the future, and is happening right now, is that how we are farming now at the climate to have indoor growth, because it's going to be impossible because of the high temperatures. So we are having different things on the future farming. One is vertical farming, that we know that is growing inside and in vertical format. So we don't use too many land, because we are running out of land, also because of animal production. Is not production, but animal rights for food. These are 2 examples of products that are nowadays in the market created with vertical farming fruits or vegetables. This is a salad from a Spanish brand. These vegetables are made with vertical farming. They have their own vertical farming. Then here we have other vegetables that are plant-based, because they want to make this salad plant-based and really low in carbon footprint. And here, what you see here, and then we're going to see the examples again, is an edible fork. So this is a really, really, really good concept because it combines a lot of cool trends like vertical farming, like plant-based and edible poultry, and is now being sold in the Spanish market. And these ones are some strawberries that I saw in New York last year in a premium market, of course, because the price of these things is really high nowadays, but are strawberries grown in a vertical farming. These things are happening right now and are in the market. Also, in the supermarkets in UK, for example, you have like a vending machine where they have some green leaves growing with hydroponic and with light, and you can pick it from there. Then we will have people starting growing their own veggies at home. This is also happening in some of the technological consumers at home. They are growing some vegetables. We know that it's not enough for a whole family or even for one person because it doesn't grow a lot. You will need to have different machines. But in the future, the kitchens will have this, and you will be growing, for example, some mint, some parsley, you can grow some little tomatoes, you can grow some lettuce. So we have to think about how we will work with this. And finally, we have urban gardens. Another thing is not getting enough fresh fruit in United who has created a sort of public places in the cities, because as we say, the lands are not enough. We need to be closer to our food. We need local productions. So the farming will change a lot in the next years. Another thing that will change, but I haven't put it here because it's a more complex topic, is the regenerative farming. The lands that we have nowadays are being devastated. They don't have enough nutrients, so we need to regenerate them, and we need to regenerate it using crops and using different plants that helps to regenerate the land. And wheat and corn and soy, the ones that we are using nowadays are the ones that are harming the land. So we need the biodiversity for the planet, for our health, for the land, for all. We need to start changing how we are farming and what we are eating. And I promise this is the last one, is beyond the packaging. We know the problem we are having because of plastic. We know that plastic is everywhere nowadays in our bodies. We are eating the plastic because it's transforming into microplastic in the sea. The fishes eat the microplastic, and then we eat the fish. We are having the plastic everywhere. We need to ban it. We need to replace it. Using recyclable packagings of other plastic is not enough. We cannot be recycling the plastic the entire life. It's just one time that we can recycle, and then again we have the same problem. So we need to have packaging if it is strictly necessary. If not, we don't need packaging. And if we have a packaging, the most sustainable packaging that we can choose. I know this is really hard for the food industry, but we are all trying to work on this. One of the ways that we can reduce the packaging that we are using is reduce the content that we are having inside. So with the beverage, and it's happening also with the cleansing products. The cleansing products, for example, is 10% the products, and then it's 90% water. Or if we have a soda or a drink, sometimes the concentrated syrups is 5%, and this is water. So in the future, we will have the water for free. We need to have the water for free. Maybe it's going to be water that we will have from rain, and then it's purified. So if we will have the water for free, and each of us will have our own bottle, reusable bottle, we will have to have powders or concentrated syrups so we can recreate the beverage that we like to have. PepsiCo has been working on this for the last 5 years, and in the Nordic countries and most of other countries in Europe now is happening. They have soda stream, that is a reusable bottle and a machine that you refill with water and you make it soda, like you add bubbles, and then you can buy this concentrated syrups, so you can create like the PepsiCo, 7-Up, Orange, or anything in the supermarket, and they also sell the machine. Then another thing that we can do is powders. For example, this brand that they have a really cool packaging, they sell you the bottles and they sell you smoothies that are in powders, so you can dissolve these powders and recreate your smoothies in real time. These are made with real foods, and if you want to be the most sustainable company in the world, as we say, you can combine it, that you can make it with upcycle fruits, or fruits that are being wasted because nobody wanted. So this is another we will need.